Good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning, viewers at home. My name is Olatunde Michael. I am the team leader of Om3ga Bio-Edutainment. This morning again, we have come to further our discussion on pedigree and consanguinity, that is in genetics. Don't forget that the last video that we made, we actually talked about pedigree, and both pedigree and consanguinity, these two are tools that they normally use in genetic counseling. Just like I told you, a pedigree is nothing but a diagram or any chart that they can use to illustrate the inheritance patterns of any trait or disease in human within a family over for multiple generations. So just like I said before, it is what we have to do in understanding how human genetics can always be. That time we gave you some pedigree notations, different kind of diagrams that you can use in representing characters or traits in human. The first one was we look at different shapes and symptoms, and symbols. And we said if you have a circle represents a female, a square that represents a male, and if you have a shaded circle or a shaded square, that means the person or an individual who expresses a particular trait or any condition. The short form is that the person is affected. Then if you now have it unshaded, that means that an individual is free from that condition, or that person is normal and it is he or she is unaffected. If you have any of these half shaded, either half shaded circle or half shaded square, that represents a carrier of a recessive gene, or who you can regard to as an heterozygous carrier. So that means the person does not show the disease, but that person can pass it to the next generation. So, and I said, if you have horizontal line between circle and square, that represents a marriage or mating between two individuals. Then vertical lines that is leading down from a pair, that is a circle or square, that represents offspring. And if you have lines that are connecting generations, we have horizontal lines that connect partners in mating. And if you have vertical lines that indicate offspring from a mating pair, which is drawn directly beneath the parents, so that is vertical lines. And siblings are represented by horizontal lines that connect parents to their offspring. So therefore, siblings are connected by horizontal lines that branches off the vertical line from parents to the offspring. Then generations is always indicated by Roman numeral that can denote 1, 2, 3, and so forth, or it can also be in Arabic numbers that can be 1, 2, 3. That one is actually talking about generations. Then again, the last video we actually talked about examples of a pedigree notation, and we made mention of autosomal dominant inheritance like Huntington disease. So, and we said only one copy of the gene is needed to express in this trait. We are going to see case studies of this today. Then we have autosomal recessive inheritance, just like what we have in cystic fibrosis. So also the third example is the one that is X-linked recessive inheritance. X-linked inheritance, and that is exactly what happens in hemophiliac pattern. That is that happens to be X-linked in recessive in female. So then the last one, the last example we gave was in a mitochondrial inheritance. So irrespective of the sexes, whether male or female, so this one, this kind of characters will be passed directly to all their parents or all their offspring. That is telling us that any inheritance that you have it in the first in the parental generation, and you have all the children being affected, that is to tell you that maybe that gene is expressed on the DNA of a mitochondria. So this is exactly what we have been saying, that both consanguinity and pedigree, they are two important tools that they use in genetic counseling. That, and I told you that consanguinity, or what is called consanguineous marriage, is nothing than a union between two individuals who are related by blood, or which are typically closer than cousins. So a consanguineous marriage is actually the one that that they normally encourage between people, two couples that are related by blood, okay, and that is very very possible in first cousins and second cousin. In most cases, it refers to marriage between individuals who share the same ancestor or common ancestor within a very few generations. So you need to know, like I said, and don't forget that I told you that behind the scene that we are going to, I'm going to give you 3 tasks today, and these 3 tasks, I want it to be done as it will be given. So let me first of all give you the first task. The first task. So task 1. You have to, okay, you have to explain, give a typical, or what I can call, give an hypothetical example. You have to give an hypothetical example of how pedigree can be used in a trait or genetic inheritance that we have one, that is a 25%, 50%, and 25% again in autosomal. Okay, so the task, so don't forget that just like I said, we are continuing our discussion on pedigree and consanguinity. Okay, I told you that pedigree is a kind of a diagrammatic representation. So we use pedigree in genetics. It's a diagrammatic. We use genetics we use pedigree in genetics to represent a trait or disease that can be passed from parents to future generations. Okay, then I said consanguinity, or what is called consanguineous marriage, is marriage between two cousins, two individuals who are related by blood. It could be first cousin, second cousin. So that is a consanguineous marriage. Then those one that share common ancestors, those one that also share common ancestors, this is exactly what happens. Okay, now just like I was giving you the task one, I said in an hypothetical example, you are to show the pedigree of an autosomal recessive autosomal